Hello and welcome to episode intro of the Thrive 365 podcast. I am your host, Kevin Metili, and I am excited because it's taken a long while to do a video format of this podcast. I started off sharing audio formats on anchor.fm by that time. I think podcast.Apple has taken that. I started sharing that on audio and I did an entire season of like 24 episodes. And then I did one episode. If you look into my YouTube channel, you'll see one episode of me interviewing Phineas Kahabi. And it was good. It was great. But I was always looking forward to do a video format like this and more. So what's this podcast about? And why should you watch and probably look forward to future goodies? So it starts with the name Thrive 365. Thrive comes from the question, are you thriving? And I remember back then in school, I was seriously trying to study, but I couldn't, and eventually dropped out of school because I felt like school wasn't giving me the things that I needed. I wasn't getting the principles, the guides, and the things that were really tangible that will help me move to a better version of myself. Like I want to find my purpose, I want to find my potential, I want to become the best version of myself. And I started reading books, right? Started reading books here and there, but eventually I realized that, well, school is not going to give me everything, right? I will learn arithmetics and all the important basics, but eventually I'll need to find a way through. And this podcast is about that, right? It's about you who have gone out of school or you've gone out of that educational system, whether it's university or doing masters or PhD, and you're trying to transition to a place where like, hey, this is my greatness. This is what I'm about. This is my potential. This is my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm thriving in it every single day of my life. So 365 actually comes, it's basically all the days of the year, right? 365. So every single day you should be thriving. You should be becoming better and better and better. That's the point. So special announcement, in the future episodes, we are going to it's not just going to be me. Like, I'm not just going to be talking to you like this, right? It's going to be boring, right? Hopefully not, right? So we're going to bring in, drum rolls, we're going to bring in entrepreneurs and creatives and artists and people who have been able to step out and do something substantial, who have a strong foundation, or rather have an authentic story and have principles that we can magnify and see, yo, you went through this and this and this, and we can learn something from. And we're going to bring those here, right? Tanzania and beyond. So I'm going to call out to all y'all people, entrepreneurs and creatives and artists, and all you people who know that I have a story and probably you haven't seen or gotten a platform to share it. This is your place, right? So if you're that person or not, what is happening today? If you're that person or you know a person that falls into that category, just go in the link in the description below and you will find, like, it be a questionnaire where you get to feel. Why do you feel a questionnaire? At least we get to know who you are, what you're about, and it helps us sift through stories that we know are going to be really helpful to you, our viewer, right? And then you can watch and glean out enough value. And promise that we are making, this is the promise that we are making, that number one, we're going to be producing and putting up at least 1 to 2 videos. We're going to try to keep it 2 every single month, but as we're starting, we're going to keep it at least 1 to 2 videos. So we're going to share the dates, like when are we going to be throwing these videos on YouTube, actually putting them. You don't throw videos, right? You put them on YouTube. You're going to share dates when that's going to happen, as soon as possible, right? Instagram or somewhere, right? And then apart from that, number two, I'm going to be committing to you that I'm going to bring you the best value possible, the best stories possible, Tanzania and beyond. But for now, I love my country and I would love to bring out those stories. One more thing, I want to point this out. I believe that entrepreneurs here, rising entrepreneurs in our nation, right? Artists in our nation, creatives in our nation have so much story, right? And I know that this land has so much story. Now, even if we don't talk about entrepreneurs and artists and creatives, we can just look at the natural resources. Like we can look at how much wealth we have, right? From the mining area and the minerals to the wonders of the world, right? You got Kilimanjaro and Serengeti and all these amazing things. Those are just the stuff that we know about, and there's so many other stuff that we don't. There's so many stories that are hidden. So if you're a skincare consultant, or you're a who like I mean, fill in the comment section. What do you do? You're a carpenter, or you're a doctor. There's so much in those industries in this nation that you can extract stories that are not yet told, that out there are not there. Like they can only be extracted from here, and there's a perspective and a uniqueness that Tanzania can overlap these stories with, or rather make those stories, and you can share them, right? So I believe creatives, entrepreneurs, artists, and every single person who has made a significant step and has principles, has gone through stuff, the stuff they've gone through that you don't have to go through. Their insights and lessons. Probably you might be listening to one of these episodes and you'd be like, whoa, that was like powerful, right? I think I needed to hear that. So industries, we're talking food industry, we'll go into maybe health industry too. I don't know. I just don't know where this is gonna go. But all I know is we're gonna bring authentic stories that are gonna help you make the next step in your life. So if you're a student, if you're an entrepreneur, if you are a business person, if you are somebody who is just looking to become the best version of yourself, or rather creative self, this is your pod. So I'm going to ask you to subscribe to this channel. Why? Well, of course, duh, mind me not, and click the notification bell so that you can be able to catch the next episode, or rather episode 1. I don't know who the guest is going to be, but we've got a few people lined up already who I know when we bring them in this pod, it's going to be so cool. So thank you so much for taking your time to listen to this. If you got a friend who you think like, hey, there's this pod that's starting and it's from Tanzania, and you're like, yeah, just share this link to them and let them subscribe. I am so excited. I hope you are too. If you are, drop that in the comment sections. And until then, this is Kevin Metili, and this is Thrive 365 podcast. See you in episode 1. Peace.